That's right. That's absolutely right. Did you miss me? I know you did. Bobby Lashley is first. How you doing over at work today? Um, yes, it's time. It's time. You know what I was disappointed about? I watched AEW last night. I just happened to have it on TV. I don't know. They better do something. I'm telling you. About heading in at 3. That's right. That's right. I work with Bobby, aka Benji, but not for too much longer. He's leaving. He's leaving. I'll miss him. Hey, Meg, how's it going? To be honest with you guys, I'm not quite sure how lively I'm going to be today. I'm kind of a little bit depressed. Nothing surprising about that. Man, they cut my hours just because I'm leaving. What a place we work for. Next, they'll do that to me. I don't have time or nonsense for that, really. Um, yeah, but you don't want to lose your warehouse job that you're going to. So don't you just hold off. You're only going to be there what for another week? You can do it. You can do it. You can hold off for another week, and then you'll be in a hopefully a better place. Warehouse jobs are he's young though, but warehouse jobs can really get you. They're tough. Anyways, I appreciate the 11 that are in here already. Thank you very much. I know, kind of doing it a little early today. Yeah, ooh, yeah. Um, just because um, I may have some other stuff I got to do later, so that's the reason why we're doing it now. George, how you doing? Hope everything's going very, very well for you. And ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to this guy. He's in my opinion, one of the top tier Four Seasons collecting channels. Okay, I'm telling you, this guy knows a ton. He knows minutia. He knows all kinds of fun. And like I said, George, I came across a Four Seasons 45 on Crew Records. I don't know if that's good or not, but I couldn't believe it because I'm like, I'm not used to seeing Four Seasons on Crew. Let me know if that might be something for me to go get. I think I remember where I found that from. Yeah, yeah, I'd have to go back over the border into Missouri. I think that's where I found it. Hoping you're well. Also, thank you for the shout out. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. I go off and I try to, I want everybody to subscribe to everybody else's channels. That'd be nice. So speaking of that, I did end up getting a pair of new subs. I do have some things written down, but not a lot. Adam Lamar, okay, Adam Lamar, and the eye that doesn't wink. Yes, don't ask. Just don't ask. I'm teasing. He's a good guy. He's a good egg. Oh man. Anyways, so let's see. It's almost 2:30 in the afternoon Central Standard Time, and it's cold today. It really kind of is. It's in the 40s right now. We went from 70s 2 days ago. Yeah, 70s 2 days ago to 40. We were supposed to get the S word. That did not happen, thank God. But I'm kind of wondering if it was a possibility. What you guys don't know, unless you're in Arkansas, is starting around the 16th of March. It's a nice find. It's one of the Crew label from '69. Okay, I didn't know that, so maybe I should go pick it up. It was reasonably priced, I think. But I'll have to wait though, because like I said, it's not in my area. I'd have to go back. I need to go back anyway. I didn't get a chance to finish looking through the place anyway. Um, but since the 16th of March, there's been wildfires. Now, as of yesterday, they reported 1,100 acres in Devil's Den State Park, which is south of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Okay. And these, maybe you've seen it on the national news, even. Okay. That the wildfires, the smoke was so bad that they had to shut down I-40 in Little Rock. Now, I don't know, hopefully it's more clear today, but I know that um, Little Rock and Pine Bluff and other cities around there were majorly affected in these wildfires. But I'm wondering if maybe because all this wildfire, the smoke could have possibly temporarily stopped the snow rain we were supposed to get. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. Hello, Zeb, all the way from over in Norway. You betcha. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope everybody, like I said, is doing very well. I know around the country and around the globe there is a lot of weird weather patterns going on. I know there's some more wildfires, snow. I think some. Oh, what was it? Kansas? I think it was the state of Kansas. The state of Kansas, like the main highway was shut, like all the way to the Kansas-Colorado border yesterday, which I am like, holy moly. So you people in Kansas, I feel real bad for you. Even the Colorado must be getting dumped. Again, maybe Wyoming Dave can tell us if he got dumped with snow, if he's even watching. Cycles, I'll send you one of the pictures. Like, oh, well, you don't have to do that, George. You were kind enough to give me the Imitation Life Gazette. But I mean, I'm not going to pass up Four Seasons. I won't do it. One of these days, and I've got to do this for George, and I got to do this for other people too. I need to put Chameleon in the Jukebox from Hell. I think that would be a great album to analyze, if you will. And speaking of Jukebox from Hell, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not had a chance to see the latest episode, which I posted on Tuesday, which was the 1995 album Forbidden from Black Sabbath, kindly do so at your leisure. I thought it was quite interesting, the backstory to it, and then the songs themselves, and that would be the last Black Sabbath album you'd get until 2013. It's just like, wow, that's a long drought right there with no new Sab Studio stuff, I don't know. I mean, I've heard. Well, thank you. You're too kind. You really are too kind, George. Honestly, but thank you. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm not with it today, gang. I wish I was a little bit better. Just got a lot on my mind, but like I said, I wanted to do therapy for a little while anyway with you guys. But yeah, so all kinds of crazy stuff going all around the country, and I just hope everybody's doing okay. That is the main important thing here. It's always important because all of us here on the island of VC Misfit Toys, the island of relevancy, if you will, of the vinyl community, I'll always shoot straight with you people. Okay? I got no reason to bullshit. I got no reason to do any of that. And that's all there is to it. Plain and simple. I try to be pretty honest with you guys because that's important. Brandon from Australia says, "Hiya, Paul. Hiya, everybody. It's 6:32 in the morning here in Australia." Well, you see, you got to get the coffee. Got to get the coffee going. The coffee and the Kanga sausage patties. And I'm sorry, I'm being obnoxious. The Kanga ham. Kanga, what? Kanga bacon. To go along with and by the way, before anybody goes off and says, quit being a smart ass, Paul. We in high school, we had an Australian exchange student for a year. His name was Ian. Cool dude. Cool dude. I hope he's doing well. But he brought some of the stuff from Australia. Now, this is like 1984, 85. So he brought Australia stuff, for us to try. So I got to actually try Vegemite. God, I feel sorry for you Australians. I don't get it. I remember it just didn't taste right at all. Sorry. Don't hate me, Aussie people. At least I tried it. But at least anytime I hear men at work sing about Vegemite sandwich, I'm like, I guess if there was nothing else. Now I know maybe you'd go off and ask me, okay, well, if we put a proverbial to your head, which would you rather, Vegemite or Spam? Vegemite, because I hate Spam. Sorry, I've tried it. I've tried it regular. I've tried it fried, because people like cooking them. It don't make much at all. This difference. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't have a lot of Vegemite, but lots of butter, huh? That's the secret, huh? Because the butter to let it slide down your throat. Let the Vegemite slide down your throat. Of course, I'm bastardizing little Nicky Adam Sandler. Let the chicken slide down your throat. It's so dumb. Oh, God. So, I gotta confess, I don't really have any vinyl to show, but I do have some CD stuff to show you that I don't think I've showed you before. We'll show you that in a little bit. Of course, Thursday afternoon, pretty typical title today. I wasn't that imaginative, but in a way, it slightly differs from the Tuesday afternoon Moody Blues song, which we got some Moody Blues news. Say that 5 times fast, especially when you're drunk. And who knows, you could win a prize of your wildest dreams. I know it's horrible. So we got a lot of people in tribute today for this video. Man, oh man, oh man. In no apparent order, Jim Dandy Jr. Now, these are all rest in peace. I got 4 of them today. Oh boy. So that's right, kids. Jim Dandy's son from Black Oak, Arkansas. You know that band. Maybe we'll play at Black Oak just because I can. In fact, we may play one that's really goofy just because I feel like it today. But so Jim Dandy Jr. thought he was gonna make it. He looked like he was gonna make it, and then he died. He had double pneumonia, along with other stuff. It was just god awful. And so I feel bad for Jim Sr., of course, lead singer of Black Oak, Arkansas. Jim Jr., though, and I could have sworn, and I went and looked through all the band members that have ever been in Black Oak, Arkansas. Okay, they've been around since 70. Okay, because before that they were called the Nobody Else, which were on Stax. Yeah, they cut an album for Stax. And but Jim Jr., I know. I just remember in the early 90s when Black Oak was coming to Rockford, Illinois. I was going to go to that one too. That would have actually been around the time Rebound came out, which was a half bootleg. It's kind of a strange story for Rebound. I'm still looking for a copy of that for my Black Oak collection. Yeah, I have a Black Oak collection. I'm looking for, as far as for albums are concerned, I think I'm down to Live Mother from '76. That was the last thing they did for Atco. Um, and Ready as Hell and the Black Attack is back, which they were early '80s. And those, if I remember correctly, those were UK imports. And then Rebound on CD, and I Need to Get Devil's Jukebox, which was their tribute. They did a tribute album. And it's kind of funny between Underdog Heroes in 2019 and Devil's Jukebox, which came out last year. Of course, they lost Ricky Lee Reynolds in 2021 due to COVID. So Jim Dandy is the only original member now that is in Black Oak. Pat Doherty retired. He was the bass player. Back in '02, he came back and stuck around. But he ended up getting two returning band members. One of them was there '79 to '82, so this was just barely after the Capricorn stuff. But these two played with Sean Lane. We talked about Sean Lane once here, an amazing guitarist. If you people don't know who the hell he is, but maybe I can dig up a bit of Sean Lane as well later, or something to that effect. But so Jim Jr., though, what I'm getting at, back to the story, was I could have sworn, okay, that Jr. knew how to play guitar, because I remember that there was a radio interview on the X 1049, the X in Rockford, and Jim Dandy was there talking, and somebody wasn't there guitar wise, or had to take a leave. Maybe it was Ricky, for all I know. I think Ricky had to take a slight leave at one point, so maybe this was during that time. And Jim Jr. was playing guitar for Black Oak, okay? But he also was a roadie for the band for a while as well. So, but he passed away, and I'm just going off of mentioning tributes and prayers. I've got two musicians that need prayers too. Scott, how you doing? Really well appreciative. You don't have to, but thank you. You know, I still like. I've been listening. I just got done with the alternate the Head CD. Now I'm ready to go listen to Ultimate Ass from Badfinger. I'm trying to play through the stack that you kindly sent me. And we have Mello. Hi, Brother Paul. Great to see you on Fam. Miss you, man. In fact, by the way, just to let everybody know, I did not alert the VC Justice League. I got my phone is on the charger right now. That's the only reason why I didn't do it. That's right, Piper. I'm subscribed to her on Facebook. I'm not sure about YouTube. I'll have to look. Yeah, I have seen some of Piper's videos. I just can't remember if I'll write this down and see after the show. Yeah, I think she's a cool lady. Piper is. But yeah, Jim does show up on there. I know Jim was sporting the Mountain Man look, almost like a Grizzly Adams, if you will, for a bit there. But that's one of them. So then we go to the next one. We'll go with the big one of the week. I know a lot of people were really very bummed when they found out that Jesse Colin Young passed away. Of course, he was the lead singer of the Youngbloods till 1972, but he really started his solo career in 70, 71 per se. His last album that he put out was Dreamers in 2019. And then we have Rod Clark. Rod Clark is, I guess some people would say, a footnote in the history of the Moody Blues. See what I did there? I told you we were going to have a Moody reference. And Rod was, so like John Lodge, until John Lodge could learn the bass and get all that other stuff done, after Clint Warwick's departure in the early of '66, along with Denny Lane. Yeah, you remember Denny Lane, Mr. Go Now. And then, of course, in Ball and Wings, of course, with McCartney. But he pretty much was in the last 6 months of 1966. Now, I don't recall if he was on any studio recordings, but I have been told he did make a couple of BBC appearances. Now, I'm taking assumption this is radio BBC appearances. I could not get a clarification on that. Yes, rest in peace to all of them, Chris. Definitely, for sure. And then lastly, on the rest in peace part, Neil Lockwood. Now, Neil Lockwood, um, he was in ELO Part Two. We've talked about them before. In fact, I even did an episode of Jukebox from Hell on ELO Part Two, the Moment of Truth LP, and he also was in Bev Bevan's Move. Yeah, Bev Bevan, the drummer that's been in everything. See, now we used to use this as a musical joke. Me, Beans, Ethan, Alexonian, Tom Vinyl Shack, and we pulled off this Bev Bevan, anything Bev Bevan, featuring Bev Bevan. But he really wasn't Bev Bevan's Move, though, see? And then lastly, if you're a Parsons fan, he was on 2 albums, which I do actually have the album on air on CD. That was the first one in '96, and then he also was on the album Time Machine. But he was a member of the Alan Parsons Project from '96 to 2000, before Parsons moved to the States. And if I remember right, I think he lives in Florida. If you'll go to his website, I think you might even be able to acquire an address if you want to attempt to get some stuff signed. I'm going to try to do it. Might as well. Right? Right. But somewhere in Florida, ladies and gentlemen, for that. I appreciate the 23 people in here. Would you do me a favor, if you feel like it? Would you go off and kindly maybe put a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you haven't done so already? We did get a couple, like I said, which I brought up their names earlier. And if you so incline, it's never required, but it's always appreciative. Donations for what we call the Psycho Coffee Fund, or to be able to get reasonably priced records like the next Jukebox from Hell, 10 out of 10 from 10cc. We're going to do this one next. If you're a 10cc fan, you may want to kind of dig it. But you guys are the ones that help me to get stuff for the show. And this is what we do. We have some fun with it. And it doesn't hurt. It never does. For a good price of cheap coffee, even, Waffle House coffee. Not Starbucks. Just get some Waffle House coffee. Oh, my. Your name is very unusual, but I don't understand what a Pitman press is, so I'm going to be very ignorant. Always clicking. Well, thank you very much. Seriously, Morton. Can you 24 people here, kindly wait? I'm going to go get some more coffee. Please don't go, because we've got some music news we're going to talk about, okay? Actually, before we do that, we might go play a little bit of Black Oak just for the hell of it. So don't go away. Be right back. Ow, ow, ow. Well, thank you. None of you left. I appreciate that very much. You gotta forgive me. My foot's been hurting me. I'm not sure why. It's always something. What else is new when you get old like me? Eh, I'll be 58 in September. I know some of you people will go young pup, but I'll tell you, it just doesn't feel like it sometimes. So let's see. Um, how about we play a night? How about we play one from the 70s? Another one that I like. This, of course, is from the first album, which was produced by basically half of Iron Butterfly. Yeah. So, you know what, guys? This is on my wish list I don't know, between now and next week. I want something hot and nasty. Hot and nasty. Terry Hot. Hello, Mr. Peck. How are you? I don't know what it is about Black Oak. Some people like to call him Southern Rock. I think I am inclined to make it Southern Boogie because that's a piece of it right there. You know, you just, those first few albums, man, oh man. I'd say probably any of the, pick up any of the Atco stuff, all right? And, well, I'd say maybe Rated X, which is on MCA. That was like their first album, I think, which is a really kind of a half hard one to find. But I managed to come up with a copy maybe a couple years ago, and but that's what I would recommend for any of the Black Oak catalog anyway. Cabal Records has been putting out a bunch of different, excuse me, different stuff for Ruby Starr, of course, who she was connected. Elvis, go figure, liked Black Oak. That was what a strange story because he met the band. Excuse me. Mentioned that he heard the music and he suggested, of course, to do Jim Dandy, the Laverne Baker song. Which, lo and behold, of course, when he got to High on the Hog, I think it was High on the Hog, was where that one came out. Yeah, High on the Hog came before Street Party, so yeah, all kinds of stuff. You know what, Mick? You're just strange. I'm not knocking it. Santa only delivers Santa Maria presses on Christmas. Because that's the capital of North Pole. Santa Maria? Maybe. I don't know. You know what? That reminds me. You guys probably maybe you've seen the Family Guy clip where it's Dylan, and I think it's Dylan and Petty and Tom Waits and Popeye, and at the end Muhammad Ali, and it's like trying to understand any of that. Do you know how you're doing? Oh my God. Could you imagine being in a room with all those five and you're sitting here trying to figure out? It's like you know how sometimes with online apps you could press something and see if you can understand. Even the online app would go, we don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You know what? That would be funny, but we really know it's Jacksonville, Illinois. And I know this for a fact. Although who knows? Michael Jackson could have had a pressing plan in his own band. You know, it's only human nature. Ooh. Is Dave Matthews in that? Oh my God. There's a guy for you. Pick out the what is it? Pick out the perverted part of a song. What's the sex part? like Crash, which is supposed to be about, getting busy because you love seeing auto crashes. I'm like, this is weird. Actually, do you know, I do like me some David Lee Roth solo albums. Now, not everything he did was good, but I will say that I did like Eat 'em and Smile and Skyscraper and the DLR Band, the one with John 5. Oh man, get that album. It didn't do very well in the chart. It didn't even chart, but it deserved. It should have been. Um, I don't know. Can I play that? You know, Hopefully I'm not going to get dinged for this, but I want you guys to hear what I'm talking about. I think this was a small label, so we might get away with this, maybe not. Let me see here. I won't play all of it. Maybe I'll just play a little. But this is one that I know was minorly played on the radio here. Okay. So this song here was the biggie called Slam Dunk. Take a listen to this and see what you think. Like I said, with John 5 and somebody from Korn, somebody would end up going to Korn from this band too. I can't remember who. Yeah, him too.
Check the style, I make you smile. And tell the boys, just watch me work. Shanty Chateau, watch the go. Wanna make car and finally win it. Next week is living in it. That's game we play. And I plan on winning. Stop, dog. Wow. Can't take a shot. I can't be stopped. Don't need no defense, baby. I is on top. Shanty Chateau. Watch me go. You want it kind, finally winning. Next week is sleeping in it. The best game we play. And I think I'll win it. Woo! Stop!
No, that is the beautiful Betty Page. Mm-hmm.
Let the good times roll. My game is better than ever. Winners, they come and go. Legends, they're forever. Shot to Chateau, watch me go. You want to car and you're back and win it. Next week is sleeping in it. That's the game we play.
Exactly. How about them apples, huh? I'm telling you, he still had it in the mid 90s. That was a mid 90s one. I was just talking about this. It does, doesn't it? And I swear to God, when that got played on the radio in Rockford, even Chicagoland played it, I swear I thought it was a new Van Halen. I was like, yes! And this was after the Me Wise Magic and Can't Get That Stuff No More. I love Me Wise Magic. That's like in my top 5 Van Halen songs. Seriously. But when I heard Slam Dunk, I'm like, he's back. And then I'm like, oh, it's the DLR Band. Nothing wrong with that. But that CD's kind of hard to find, at least for this guy here. I've been looking for a copy for quite a while. Uh, the whole album is pretty damn good. And you're talking about a guy who 5 years before, what was it? He did, jeez, 91. He did an album. I think it was like Shut Your Filthy Little Mouth or something, which got him kicked off Warner because it sucked. It did. But boy, did he have a gift for finding guitar players. It's just what it is. He had great. Paul, what's your favorite band that you saw live? That's a good question. I'll tell you, I'm going to be a little biased. The Monkees, 1996 and 2013. But I can think of some that are popping up in my head. Nectar in 2020. Collective Soul was another one. Peter Frampton. Oh, God, he did so good. This is like stuff in the last close to 20 years. I mean, Buckethead. Oh, my God. Buckethead last September. I was with Shenanigans for Buckethead. He was something else amazing. Go see that man if you've never seen him. No, unfortunately. For the 96, it would have been, of course, Mickey, Davey, Peter. For 2013, it would have been Mike and Mickey and Peter. So at least I got to see. I always wanted to see Nez, and I got my wish. You know, it was a too bad of circumstance in regards to, I really wish it, you know, like they did in 97 in the UK, which there's a full concert on YouTube you can watch of the four of them together, putting on a great show. How many Steve Vai records? Hey, Fred, how many Steve Vai records do you own, Paul? Okay, so like if we're talking vinyl, just one. Surfing with the Alien. I have a copy of that. Found it dirt cheap in a resale shop, like 50 cents. You know, this is like a few years ago. I'm like, holy crap. Grab that sucker up. It was nice and clean. And then I've got like a handful of CDs of Vai. You know, Steve Vai was another one. You know, I mean, came from the school of Frank Zappa. All right. Went and worked with Alcatraz on an album. David Lee Roth, of course, you know, with the 2 albums that he was on. And then he was on a Whitesnake album. And then, of course, he had his solo career. Now, I'd love to meet him. The closest I can tell you is I met Stu Ham. I did, the bass player. Very cool dude. Very cool. In fact, I met 3 people. I have a picture I'll show sometime. Stu Ham, Jeff Berlin, okay, who's jazz, you know, into jazz, but other stuff too. And then Billy Sheehan, which I got him to sign my Eat 'em and Smile album, because that's the only thing I had. How often do you listen to him? Well, when the mood strikes me. You know, I'm so stupid. Never mind, I'm tired. But I do have some Steve Vai, you know. And like I said, I'll play the Eat 'em and Smile and the Skyscraper. Right now, I cannot remember what Zappa stuff he's on. Sorry, guys. I told you I kind of wasn't with it. That's not a good excuse, I guess. Yeah, I know. I fucked up. Sorry. I'll admit my mistakes. Yeah, it was pressed on Mars. There you go. It was a special Martian imprint. My point is that everybody says Steve Vai is a great guitar player, but I never choose to listen to him. I have one album, and I may have listened to it once. I get what you're saying. Oops, sorry. As far as for the solo Vai stuff, like I said, I've maybe listened to some of it. I'm not gonna lie. I've got hundreds and hundreds of CDs. I pick them up dirt cheap. In fact, I'll show you some CD finds in a minute here. I was listening to the first Wolf Mother yesterday. That was good. Wolf Mother, I remember from think I heard them on the radio first. Wolf Mother. If no one really wants to hear all your gymnastics on the guitar, maybe you're not that good. Strong point. Yes, I do like Alice in Chains. Jazz from Hell, thank you. You know what? I never owned that album. I'm trying to remember because, like I said, I bought Alan's record collection. It was a Dead Man's record collection, and he had Zappa from Freak Out all the way to Chic Your Booty. He had a complete Zappa. Well, not a complete, excuse me, but that was the run. Okay. But obviously there was missing holes. I still have, I have Apostrophe and I have Overnight Sensation. Those are like the only two I really kept. I gave the rest away to my executive production assistant, Donna Jo Cat Lady. I don't even listen to the Steve Vai Zappa stuff that much, and I'm a huge Jeff A fan. Steve gets boring. I get you. I like Steve Cropper too. Fact. Mm-hmm. He just regurgitated everything you heard from other people but didn't make it his own. There are people like that. The Crossroads movie scene was the best thing Steve Vai ever did. Fact. I haven't seen Crossroads since it came out, but I do remember the scene. This guitar player you get when you couldn't get Eddie Van Halen or... Oh, the Timu Steve Vai. Fred, you always get me every time. I can't wait. Joe Satriani is the Timu Steve Vai. Oh, God. I hate to say this, but probably some of them are going to be the ones that are played on radio. Man in the Box, Rooster. I like Alone Again, not Dokken. Born Again, excuse me, which was that was released after his death, after Elaine's death. Did you have any destruction from this? So we didn't. But like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, there's a wildfires going on south of Fayetteville, which is south of me. And I don't know if they've contained it yet. As of last night, they haven't. Over 1,100 acres was burned. Yeah, I said missing holes. I love you people. Jay do. Surfing with the Alien was great. Loved it all. Also at that time, Tony McAlpine, Vinnie Moore, etc. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I might actually get to meet a band member, or at least I'm going to try to. So Lita Ford is coming May 2nd to Cherokee Casino in West Siloam Springs, Oklahoma. All right, on the Oklahoma-Arkansas line. Because the night before that, she's going to be in Tulsa at the Hard Rock with Warrant. All right. But Lita is doing a free show, and her band includes a member of Vinnie Vincent Invasion, Bob Rock. But if I remember correctly, I think Bob Rock, didn't he work with Tony McAlpine, at least on an album? I mean, I don't have the discography right in front of my face. I wish more people talked about Freddie King or Muddy Waters as great guitar players. Like people, well, I get you, you know. The thing is that, and I remember seeing this in a comment, excuse me, for the Van Halen brothers Unfinished song, which came out in late October of last year when Alex put his book out. He released that nugget. I said nugget to the Van Halenites. And one of the comments was that Eddie Van Halen was like the Jimi Hendrix of the 70s, of their generation. And, you know, they just might be right. But Freddie King and Muddy Waters, oh, man, that's some good old school stuff right there. Yeah, see, I need to get some Hey, Marcus, how you doing? Albert King will make you cry. Joe Satriano will make you get a Xanax script. Oh, my God. Yeah, see, I've never come across any Tony McAlpine. I know who he is, and he's played with a lot of musicians. Didn't he play with like Rudy Sarzo too at one point? Who the hell has Rudy not played with? Rob Roxanne. Thank Project Driver. Okay, thank you. Okay. See, this is why I love having you people here. Cacophony, which I've showed that LP before with Marty Friedman and Jason Becker. Thank you. Oh, wow. What a cheese. Malik McAlpine, Sarso, Aldridge, and Rock. What a lineup. Oh my God. That's I gotta get that. That's crazy. Is that anything like Ted Nugent? Hopefully in his 70s period. That's what Nuge was. Ted Nugget. Excuse me. Ted Nugget. See if any of his records went gold, then they'd be gold nuggets, wouldn't they? That is horrible. Definitely Mellow when the first Alcatraz. I love the first Alcatraz. I'm telling you. There's a few good songs off of there, but I played Island in the Sun and got dinged for it. Most Def Fred, I have both. Fact. So yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. So prayers to Dave Mason. He had an emergency procedure, if you will. And so his March, it's already been February, March, April, and May concert dates are being postponed. So if you had tickets to see Dave Mason from now to May, you'll see him. It's just when we don't know, but he's got to take care of this. Also, Frank Beard has to step away from ZZ Top due to medical as well, which now leaves Billy Gibbons. ZZ Top, for the moment, is really officially a tribute band because we don't know when Frank's coming back. What happened to Mason? Let me see. Hiroshima no more. Can't even talk about that. Yeah, Alcatraz was fantastic. Yeah, even that would be what the album after the EP came out. Let me see if I can pull that up. But I just heard that this week. I don't think he got enough air during Birth Rent. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up something. Okay, so 6 days ago, Dave Mason hospitalized due to serious health issue. This is from bestclassicbands.com. It says hospitalized due to what his Facebook page described today as a serious infection that developed quickly. As a result, said the announcements, tickets for all March, April, and May. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. So if you bought tickets for March, April, or May for a Mason show, you will be refunded at the point of purchase. The announcement added that the entire Dave Mason family band and crew deeply appreciate love and prayers during this time. Mason is 78, and he had announced many more concerts for his Let It Flow tour just 3 days earlier. The update on Mason's health comes 4 months nearly to the day, which was November of 24, after it was announced that he had undergone successful heart valve replacement surgery. At that time, Best Classic Bands reported Dave Mason had shared great news about the heart valve replacement surgery he had. And it was a success, and he's now home with strong vitals after an overnight stay. He added, he was so lucky to have caught this as I was unknowingly on the brink of heart failure. The condition was originally disclosed in September of last year, which caused him to abruptly cancel his 24 fall tour. So, When I didn't know this, I guess Mick Jagger in 19 also had a heart valve replacement surgery, at least in this article. So there you go. There's all the Dave Mason you wanted to know. Mellow Rando. Oh, no. I don't. Hopefully he's okay. Now I feel extra stupid, but that's all right. Hey, Hoops, how are ya? We just disagree. Oh. Him and his doctor couldn't see eye to eye when the physician just told him to leave it alone. Oh, boy. You know what? If I ever do get to meet Dave Mason, I'll bring one Traffic album, one of his, and the CD to Fleetwood Mac's Time. I want to see the look on his face. He probably like, oh, fuck this. What's this shit? And then I'll tell him that I did an episode on Shoebox from Hell on that exact album. Even Dave Mason couldn't save that album. There's a lot of people that couldn't save that album. Fact. The only good songs are the Christine McVie songs. There's your hint. See, I just saved you a few minutes. All right. Let's see here. So I've got, oh yeah. So Steve Lukather. Well, no. I'm talking about Time, not Tusk. What's wrong with Tusk? There's some good stuff on there. I like the song Tusk. Only You Know and I Know. Only You Know and I Know is a great song of Dave's too. So Steve Lukather is not playing guitar on the new Van Halen archival album that should be released by the end of the year. He is just helping, is according to what he said. He is helping in the archival process and I guess production. So maybe we can be okay with this, right? That, I'm going to tell you right now, I have that puppy. It took me a couple of years to find that splatter vinyl, and I found it for $5, and it's in decent shape. So kick ass, right? I thought Blue Thumb made a great, that whole, if I had it right by me, I'd show you. It's a great looking album and great music on it too. Yes, no, unfortunately, no appearance from Tug Nugget. You're killing me. You trolls are killing me today. They should get Dweezil. Dweezil, I like Dweezil. Having a Bad Day. I have that album around here somewhere. Especially after watching his latest Rick Beato interview. Dweezil does a great Eddie Van Halen. In fact, well, Dweezil loved Eddie Van Halen. He admitted, Zappa admitted that in an interview. I'm talking about Frank. That Dweezil went off and said that Eddie Van Halen was his favorite guitar player. And I don't remember Frank's response, but oh man. So let me show you a couple CD finds to the 30 people that are here. I appreciate you guys being here. I do. Or get Wolfie to do it. Well, Wolfie'll. I have tried to listen to the Buckingham Nicks album, but I just can't find anything good about it. I remember when I was younger, I found it on cassette. And it was in store on clearance in the 80s. And I found a copy of that still sealed. 99 cents. Seriously. And I plunked that down, and I was not an entirely big fan. Will it be a new well, I'm led to believe yes, because Yes is a different band, but I'm led to believe that it should be a all studio. Supposedly he left enough in the vaults for 3 to 4 LPs. At least that's what Alex is saying. Man. All right, so let me show you a few CD finds. Some of them, like I said, I've picked up recently, and other ones, this is stuff that I had in the boxes. So, you blues people, how about Luther Allison? Yes. Good old, well, this is his kid, Bernard Allison, who I had the pleasure of meeting in 2010. And I'm not kidding here. I went to a bar with, this was Jessica and I went back before we were married, and we went into this bar called the Bayou in Rogers, Arkansas. And I know that, for example, I guess Savoy Brown played there once. Where wouldn't Kim Simmons play? Unfortunately, I didn't know about it till after the fact. And Black Oak, Arkansas. That's right. We talked about them. But with Bernard, I got to meet him. I have a picture of me and Bernard, and they were kind enough to autograph. I got the whole band to autograph the CD for me. So I thought that was really, really nice. Sometimes you have to put an album away for a little. This is true, and I have done that a lot in my life. Time sometimes works to its advantage. No one person can fill Eddie's shoes, though. Better make it an all-star roots hit. Well, like I said, there's supposedly not going to be any extra guitar embellishments. So, I mean, we have 2025 recording technology. They probably are going to figure something out. You know, I should frame the Steve. I'm going to say this just like this. Steve Vai is the Mazzy of all wanker guitar players. I don't know why I said it that way, but that's it. Wanker. I hope somebody fills Kim's shoes in Savoy Brown. See, I hate to say this, it's not going to happen. I think Kim released one last album before he died, and Kim actually, oh my God, the latest Foghat album has got Kim on a couple tracks. That was like some of the last things. So it almost went full circle because 3/4 of Foghat came out of Savoy Brown. So there. Or they could finish on, well, see, I don't know. I just don't know anymore because let me explain. I ended up getting for a decent price used. I did not buy 67 to 70 Beatles brand new. I didn't. The new, whatever you want, with the extra songs and now and then, right? I didn't pay full price for that. I paid like $10. And I got to listen to it again. And I hate to say this, but it just didn't grow on me. It's still not growing on me. Am I glad it's out? Yes. Am I a fan of it? No. I'm just not. When they did Real Love and Free as a Bird, I thought those were better. But then again, those were released in the mid-90s. So, you know, we've had 30 years about, you know, that people have heard that stuff. So am I saying that 30 years from now, people will appreciate Now and Then even more? Well, let's think about this for 2 seconds, shall we? Are the Beatles going to be discussed in the 2050s? Because, you know, the other ones will be gone by then. In fact, I hate to say this, I think they'll both be gone by 2030, okay? And so, are they going to be remembered in 2050s in the fervor that it is even for 2020s? We're still talking about them. You know, we're talking here over 60 years since Meet the Beatles, for God's sakes. We're still talking about them. Not a bus wanker, just a regular wanker. Steve Vai. Vai doing the Bat Tour had no interest for me. Fripp is in another. This is true. Robert Fripp is. I like me some. You know, I do have somewhere a copy of Court of the Crimson King. I gave a white label promo, Lizards, to Donna Joe Cat Lady because she went on a deep dive for Robert Fripp. She's been doing a lot of deep dives lately. The Vox amps are gone. So then, me being the Monkees fan, got Missing Links Volume 3, which is currently the last of the unreleased Monkees, if you will. You can sort of consider part of Good Times as an extension, but this is pretty much the last one that came out. Is there enough room for a Volume 4? You betcha, and they need to work on it. But just to give you examples of what these all are, theme from the Monkees TV version, the Kellogg's jingle, KELLOG. Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Through the Looking Glass, previously unissued alternate version. Proponiquity. Say that 5 times fast. Penny Music, Tear the Top Right Off My Head. That's a Peter number. Little Red Rider. Mike, You're So Good. Look Down, Hollywood. Demo version of Midnight Train. Single version of She Hangs Out from the withdrawn Canadian single of Little Bit Me, Little Bit You, She Hangs Out, which someday I would love to find one of those. Shake 'Em Up, Circle Sky alternate mix, Steam Engine, and Love to Love. Previously unissued alternate mixes. Shall Be There, How Insensitive, Merry-Go-Round, Angel Band, Zoran's MTV version. We'll be back in a minute. And part 2, and Tema da Monkeys, which is your Italian Monkees theme, right? Sorry, guys, I'm still tearing. I'm trying. Slowly, my eye is getting better. We're still talking about the Beatles because first and second generation fans are. This is true too, and I think by the 2050s, of course, those fans will be the first generation fans will be gone. You'll have your second gen. You need all the 70s and 80s Crimson plus all the live stuff. Definitely. I understand that, and that's going on the never-ending want list. Never ends. Jay here says Lennon said there was no good stuff left in the studio tapes, that they used only the best and figuratively bulk erased any rejected tapes. What the heck? I was listening. I tripped on something that was put out on streaming December 31st, of 2023. And it was the alternate takes and stuff, the 1963 stuff. And there was a Lennon demo that lasted about a minute and a half. I think it was called I Want Love or something like that. It was really neat. I never heard it before. I was like, wow, okay. Well, I don't know, Randy. I mean, I know about some of them. I don't know about all of them. And you're right. It's just, it is what it is. And I mean, I don't stink. I did take a shower earlier today, so it ain't that. Oh boy. Well, you know what though? It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I just am not. I have one of the Crimson box sets, and I can't figure out why the damn thing stops suddenly. I don't know if it's a defect. I don't know. I'm not that big of a Crimson expert to answer that. Which one? Chris 6 says. Night Watch was a good release. And then let's see. I've got I'm guessing this is an EP. I've never seen this before. From 91. The Kinks, Did Ya? You got me on this. But yeah, Did Ya? From 91. So there's even a live one on here too. So Did Ya, Gotta Move Live, Days, New World, and Look Through Any Doorway is what Did Ya. I just need to find that one album. I think it's called Phobia that they did for Columbia Records, and then they broke up. We played Hatred, and I got dinged for that too. Nah. Yeah, well, I ain't dealing with that. I'm just not. We explained little bits and pieces in prior episodes. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't get it. There you go. There's a guy we don't talk about enough. Bill Bruford. I mean, original drummer for Yes. And then Crimson even was with Genesis on a live tour. I'm telling you, it's up in Pennsylvania. His other place, he says. One bad apple. Da, 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 da. Then I found for 50 cents. Fit to Serve from AJ Croce, but it was autographed. Yeah. If you think I'm going to let a signed AJ Croce for 50 cents go, no. Not happening. Aren't your guests mainly Canadian, Paul? They're being patriotic, man. Anything American elbows up. I've only had a couple Canadian guests. I kind of even miss the Canadian guests, too. I miss them all. I do. I miss them all. But it is what it is, you know. I can only do so much. And then, of course, we have Paul McCartney's Trippin' the Live Fantastic Highlights. All right. Which, of course, it says here, these are the highlights from the whole mess. We got about 17 tracks on the highlight thing. There's a bigger set of that out there. And then, of course, I know you can't see this very well, but this is the rain-washed box from George Harrison, his last full studio album, which was released after his passing. And like I said, here's the front, here's the back. There's also a DVD in here, making of. You have a mini poster, which really is the album cover. And then, let's see here. Then you got that little bit, right? And then you have the full CD. So this here is your DVD, the making of. If I remember correctly, I think it was Jeff Lynne and Danny Harrison were involved in this. So I'm kind of happy to have this. I thought, truthfully, this is one of the better George albums that he put out. You know, why he wanted it waited until after he died, I'm not so sure, but at least he left us something, you know. You know, HEK, I don't. I like The Gates of Eden by Fripp. Truly disturbing. I'm glad you're asking me this. So basically, I know you can't kind of tell, but I can see instead of the 10% now, I'm probably about 50% of my eye. Okay, in my left eye, I can see. It's slowly going away. We got 3 more weeks before the 2-month mark. So hopefully in the next 3 weeks, this little sucker will be back to normal. And I won't have to maybe wear these either, you know, which would be fine by me. But until then, this is what we got to do. Put an appeal out for Paul. They came to their senses, Paul, and came back. I'm not going to go and beg anybody to come back. I'm just not. You know, just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Good to hear. Thank you. The Gates of Paradise, Chris. So, all right. So we got some music news that I found out in the last 48 hours. So we talked about on this show the 70s one-off super group, if you want to call it that, Natural Gas. Showed the album on a prior episode. The album was from 1976 on Private Stock Records. You're talking about Joey Milan, recently deceased from Badfinger, Cherry Shirley, drummer of Humble Pie, and Mark Clark, who was in Coliseum, and Uriah Heep, and then would go to Rainbow, and then, well, the Monkees too. He was in the touring band. But and Peter Wood, I think so, who dabbled with Floyd. I don't know how much dabbling. Well, anyways, okay, so the vinyl got put out in '76. They were the opening act for the Frampton Comes Alive tour. Okay, for the whole US tour, Natural Gas was your opener. This is important in the story that's coming. So, Iconoclastic Records, very long name, is releasing on CD. It's been released on CD before, but the quality is like, I'm told, from vinyl rips. Those were. All right. So this, they found last year the original stereo master tapes for the Natural Gas LP. So the original album, this is a good power pop album, okay, if you're into that stuff. 10 songs were originally put on the Natural Gas album. Then you get 2 bonus demos. And then, as an added bonus, which I think is so cool because I did not know that anybody recorded a live show from them, all right? But there is 8 songs from Live at the Dome from Grand Rapids, Michigan, August 14th, 1976. Like I said, there's 8 songs, including a cover of the Beatles song Birthday, which was dedicated to the bicentennial. Remember that in the 76, kids? I remember it. We had bicentennial fever. Lord knows next year, the 250th, what we're going to be doing for that one, if we make it. I'm teasing. We better make it. America'd still be damn great. I'm still proud to be in America. Anyways, so all that news came from Glass Onion Beatle Journal. That's right. I believe in mentioning sources where I find them. That was the first piece. Oh, I said piece. That was when I had to have the retinal tear in my eye, so I had to have emergency surgery. They lasered me and stuck a needle in my eye. Oh, God. Well, maybe. It happens. Life happens. Yes, hello, Land of VC Toys. Do you have the Sometimes God Hides albums? A lot of good music on them. Robert Wyatt's on there. That's cool. Wasn't he in Soft Machine, Robert Wyatt? I don't know. I get confused. So that's the first music for archival classic stuff. The second one, I just found out about this a couple hours ago before coming up on here. So this one's going to get released May 23rd. And this is courtesy of Blabbermouth, all right? New collection of Sweet songs. Now, I'm not talking about Sweet's newest album, okay? This is archival stuff, and it's called Platinum Rare 1. That's the name of it, Platinum Rare 1, coming out on May 23rd. Songs come from Andy Scott's private archives. You get 2 outtakes, 5 band demos, and other fun on this collection from Metalville Records. Platinum Rare 1. Okay? So if this is all 4 members of Sweet, maybe really kick ass. I may have to get that too. So already a lot of things that I wanted to get for 2025, but I have to be very choosy. Especially since tax time's coming and I gotta owe. I hate owing the damn. They has various artists on them. Melody Baby, how are you? Miss you fact. Mislav is like Bobby Dylan. Keeps putting more and more stuff out, but everybody stopped caring years ago. Well, Rough and Rowdy Ways wasn't that bad of an album. Yeah, Chris, that Discipline sampler. I have the one with Peter Hamill singing a cappella like a nut. Great stuff. Well, three-fourths of the original Sweeter are dead. Steve and Mick and oh boy, Brian, they're all dead. Rockin' and rollin', fam. You rock. RJ fact. But so that's the stuff you got to look forward to. To the 30 people almost here, thank you very much for being here. Remember, please give a thumbs up if you care to. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about Psycho's Platters. And if inclined, even after the video is put up and it's not live, if you're inclined, you can donate, of course, to the Mighty Psycho Coffee Fund, which is always ongoing. This year, we're still working on the Folgers with bits of Abigail and every. No, I'm kidding. I kid. Yes, tell your kids, but don't tell your wife. Oh boy. So yeah, I'm trying to think. They haven't released any more concerts other than Def Leppard's coming. Def Leppard's coming. I can't remember who the hell's opening for Def Lepp, but they're going to come here to town. I might go. I don't know. I saw him in '88. It was a killer show. Europe sucked. That was the opener. Yeah, Europe. I saw Europe and was not a big fan of them back then. Just wasn't. But I cannot remember who the hell Def Lepp is got for an opening act. Let's find that out really quick. Oh, Bret Michaels. So Bret Michaels from Poison is going to be the opening act for the Def Leppard tour. Psycho Platters should get more views than it does. No justice in the VC. You know what? I'll tell you something, Sixth. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Sure, it's fun to get the likes. Sure, it's fun to get the subs. But at the end of the day, it's all a numbers game. Okay, it all is. It's fun to look at, and it's interesting. I know a lot of people in the VC, I think that it's a popularity contest. Nah, I don't care about that shit. I'm almost 58, for God's sakes. The people that are interested in what we talk about here are going to be the ones that are going to stick around. Okay? And I love the people that come in and out of these channels, I appreciate it. I'm thankful. I am grateful. Like I said, when we started these live streams 3 years ago, yeah, it's been 3 years. I always said that this was my therapy and your guys' therapy too. And that's how I still feel about it. And that's how I still treat it. So I'm thankful. I'm always thankful for you people. And I'm not bullshitting. I would never blow smoke up your ass. As I'm always grateful for the people that do stick around, even if it's just for a few minutes, because it's always on replay. I only ever had to wipe 3 episodes in the whole Psycho Platter catalog. And today, just in trivia point, is going to be video 880. Yeah, 880 videos. My God. We will definitely, I bet you by June, or maybe even 4th of July, we will hit 900. That's a lot of shows for 14 years. But, it's because of you guys. And I did a lot of these shows without live streams. Imagine going back and being bored and watching a whole, I don't know, just a whole bunch of the old stuff, Well, I love you too. Hello, I love everybody here. This is what's important. But you know what, guys? We're almost hitting up on 4 o'clock, and I don't know. I just want you guys to take care. Okay, please do. Try to be safe out there. This world is a really friggin' crazy place. It can be beautiful, but it can be deadly. And I just want you guys to be safe out there. And like I said, we'll in a couple of days, we'll I'll put out for the next jukebox. We'll put out this 10cc album. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on after that. I'm debating. I've got a couple different ways I can go with that. Yeah, well, you're welcome, Randy. Like I said, I'm glad to have you guys here. Thank you, Oak. And like I said, always powered by coffee each and every time to help fuel the insanity and the relevancy in the island of Misfit Toys, the VC Misfit Toys. But I mean, well, I don't know. Just never forget this important fact. Psycho's Platters is a Love Peace production.